And it's no coincidence if you're feeling extra blue today, we have advice from Dr. Oz Garcia how to ward off winter depression with 4 simple steps. And also in this half hour, an explanation as to why we feel so blah in January and February. Dr. Oz, the other Dr. Oz, that's Dr. Garcia, is here with several things almost guaranteed to perk you up.
Well, we have to listen closely to all of those things.
Yes, we do. Well, if you feel kind of blah this time of year, you're not alone. The cold temperatures and the lack of sunlight can cause the so-called winter blues. So here to help is Dr. Oz Garcia. Hi there.
Megan, how are you?
Welcome.
Thanks so much.
So we kind of joke about the winter blues, but it's an actual diagnosis?
Well, it's a real thing. Winter blues is a drop in energy. You can't concentrate so well. It can affect your sleep. All sorts of things change with the change in climate, and certainly the fact that the days are shorter and you don't have so much light.
And how many people would you say actually suffer from that?
Actually, millions. It's estimated somewhere between 8 to 10% of the population, probably a lot more.
Yeah? Wow. All right. Well, so you've got some tips, though, on how to fight the winter blues.
No question about it. There's a lot that you can do about it. I grew up in Miami. I grew up in Cuba. I spent most of my youth there. So coming up to New York and going to school here affected me. So I recognized many years ago that there's a big shift in all the things that we just discussed.
Yeah.
And you can be very proactive. There's a lot that you can do about it.
All right. So you mentioned, so it's mood swings, it's increased appetite. Those are all signs that you might have this, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So one of your tips, your first tip is exercise?
Well, you have to. There's a number of things that I think are very important. You need to be fit. You need to be fit all the time regardless. I think in the winter, you got to compensate a little bit more, produce more endorphins, the chemicals that actually affect your mood and lift your spirits. So if you can get outdoors in the daytime, like if it's a sunny day, not like today,
right,
but like on the weekend, like on a Sunday morning or something, get outdoors, go for a long walk or a run.
It does really help.
Makes a big difference. Get your heart rate up.
Does it matter how long? I mean, if you can even just get out for a 15-minute walk,
half an hour, 45 minutes, but at least a half an hour walk.
Okay. All right. So that's one thing. Increase your activity.
You have to.
Secondly, you talk about diet, basically, and what we eat and how that will help or not help. So this tip is to watch what you eat. So what should we eat?
Well, I think part of what happens with the winter blues is we go more for starches, carbohydrates, heavier foods, a lot of processed foods. And what I recommend is that you compensate a little bit more by having a few more meals throughout the day. Have complex carbohydrates, yams, squashes, which you don't have here, steel-cut oatmeals, so that you're having, you know, something that's hearty, fills you up, and actually allows you to deal with the cravings. When you do that, you're also warming up your body. So this makes a big difference.
Okay. And now, this is light therapy.
Correct.
And, you know, my sister lives in Denmark, where they have, you know, very long, dark days.
It can be tough.
And she got one of these lights, and she said it helps a lot. So.
Well, this is actually a simulator of sunlight. You can turn it on and off on the left side there.
Right.
You can increase the power, drop it, increase it over here, so that what you're doing is mimicking sunlight on a spring morning indoors, right?
So you just sit near that, and it makes you feel better?
Get about 2-3 feet within where you're sitting, or if you're sleeping, if you wake up in the morning, you can wake up with this. It has a timer attached to it, but it actually has a profound effect on mood, on energy, on your focus and your ability to be productive. This is critical.
Okay. And then finally, more food tips. Vitamin D is important. You talked about, I'm sure coming from Cuba and Miami, you miss that sun, and that gives us vitamin D, but some food gives it to us too.
Well, you're going to get vitamin D that you're lacking from sunlight. That's going to affect your mood also, from seafood, from fortified milk, or if you want, you can get it from a supplement also to health food store. Speak to your doctor first. But otherwise, you need vitamin D that you're going to get in the omega-3 fatty acids. All of this constitutes a very comprehensive program for dealing with the winter blues.
Okay, great. Great tips, and pretty easy too, I think. Manageable.
Very easy to implement.
So thanks so much, Dr. Garcia, for coming by. And Sarah, over to you.
Thanks, Megan. When we come back, the Skinny Chef is with me in the kitchen tonight.